This program was brought to you by Organo Gold. Organo Gold is a health and wellness company that provides healthy coffees, teas, and chocolate. All one has to do is consume the available coffee, teas, chocolate, and other products to get all the available benefits. One can also share these products with others to help them improve their health as well.
And now, Fairfax Breakfast Club with your host, Basil Lemba.
Welcome to the Fairfax Breakfast Club show. My name is Basil Lemba and I will be your host. The Fairfax Breakfast Club is a weekly program in which we bring to you valuable and workable know-how you can use to improve your networking skills and grow your business. We always start the show with a quote. Today's quote is, "What if we train them and they leave? What if we don't and they stay?" With us today in the studio, we have someone who trains people, and her name is Peggy Kimmey. Hello, Peggy.
Hello, Basil. Thank you for having me here today.
Good, how are you?
Doing great.
Now, allow me to remind you that you have a soft voice, so you're going to have to speak a little louder.
I'll be happy to do that.
Okay, the reason I invited you because you're working on a very good program, the Maxwell program.
Yes.
Can you tell us about it?
Love to, thank you.
Okay.
With the John Maxwell Team Program, you may have heard of John Maxwell before. Oftentimes when I say the name, people say, gee, it's familiar. Who is John Maxwell?
They don't think of coffee, do they?
No, I haven't had anyone say that yet. It's not Maxwell House, it's John Maxwell.
Okay, good.
And John Maxwell is a well-known industry expert, guru, if you will, for leadership.
Okay.
And he's world-known, speaks all around the world to executives, growing leaders, polished leaders, and that's his passion, is helping people with leadership and improve. And as he's continued on, his legacy now, he realizes, as he's getting older, he's got over 75 books written. Besides that, as he gets on in life, not that he's old yet, but he's decided that he wants to extend that legacy. He wants to train coaches and trainers and speakers to continue his message so he can ease back a little bit one of these days. I don't know if that'll ever happen. That's not John's style. But he's begun to train us, and that's more than just, here's another book. It is a whole program of how to be an effective speaker, how to be a coach, because that's a different style, it's a different process that you go through. How to be a trainer, which is also different from just a speaker that does keynote events. And to learn his meaning and to get his heart from what he's putting in his books and his materials. So we learn from John how to carry that message forward. And I have been lucky enough to be introduced to the program and jump in with both feet and begin to mesh that with the communication skills training that I've been doing for a few years now.
Okay, very good. Now, I take it as an international program.
Yes.
Can you tell the scope of it, where the program, which country, or how widely is it in use right now?
It is, I don't even know, I can't even put a number on it. I can tell you that at the live events, it's a beautiful and colorful thing that when they have on the back of the stage where they're doing the training from, they have the flags of all the different countries. And they often have people in the audience when we're doing questions and answers. And people will stand up and say not only what their question is, but they'll tell us who they are and where they're from.
Gotcha.
And it is absolutely worldwide.
Okay, very good. Now tell me, how do you get into that path yourself?
I was looking, honestly, for something else to offer, an added piece. I've been doing in the local Northern Virginia area communications training. It's been body language and presentation and interpersonal skills, things like that for a while now, and getting pretty established. But still, believe it or not, there are people, they hear my name and they go, Peggy who? So I wanted to be able to bring out something else, something with a little more credentials to say, maybe you haven't heard of me yet,
Sure.
but you've probably heard of John Maxwell.
That's what I got it.
So I was actually shopping around looking
Got it.
for programs to offer in addition. And from my communication piece, the leadership that Maxwell offers, you can't lead effectively if you're not communicating.
That's right.
And one of my favorite brief quotes from Maxwell is, leadership is influence. How do you influence someone if they don't understand you, they don't hear your message, if you're not connecting? So communication and leadership in the Maxwell program has been exactly what I was looking for.
Okay, very good. Now, how do you once get, I don't know, how does that work then to join the group? How does how does the selection process, or you just find out about it, do you apply? Let's say somebody's interested, how would they go about it?
Okay. Well, this is, since you're asking and I'm here, I would say I'm the gateway, because I love to be able to introduce people to the program. I can talk to them about the process that they will go through. So if anyone wants to contact me from here and say, I'd like to be a Maxwell coach as well, I'm not going to block them, because they're not competition. We need more of us all able to work together to bring this message forward. So then I would share with them some of my experiences. We've got some great videos from the Maxwell team trainers that talk about it. And if they decided that, yes, they did want to get on board, the first thing that they'll have access to is some amazing content online. So they can begin right away to watch videos and to read information and to get the books that are part of the Maxwell program and begin training at their own pace. So it's very self-paced, but still there are options twice a year in February and in August to go down to Orlando, Florida and be there live. You will not be certified and authorized to teach the Maxwell program material until you've attended a live event, because there are things that are taught there that are exclusive. You're not going to get them online.
Got it.
They want to make sure that they talk to us, that they connect with us, that they know who their face is that's going out to the world, and that we're approved. So even though the beginning stages are very open, there's still a vetting process that you go through before you are authorized as a Maxwell team teacher, trainer, coach.
Okay. Now, I'm sure you've heard about different programs out there and what have you. How do you compare, or maybe better yet, why do you like the Maxwell program better than the other programs? Outside of the name, of course, naturally.
Sure. There are so many ways that I can offer. I can't even, because I can come at this from any angle that I am comfortable communicating and sharing, that means another coach can do the same. So what intrigued me when I first was introduced to the program was in my logo, it says I'm a certified trainer, speaker, and coach. And the speaker piece jumped out because I already do workshops, I speak, and I teach and I coach on communications. So that was a very natural piece for me to say, oh, I know I can do that, and that's where I'm going to start. But then the trainer piece, the speaker and trainer were very hand in hand, and I just kept looking at that coaching going, it's different from if I coach someone communications. To me, that had always been the bringing out their presentation skills and bringing out how they want to share their message. But it was more hands-on. And in the Maxwell Leadership Program, then, I've been taught what coaching is from the Maxwell standpoint. So you can come into it from my end, or you can receive it as a client. You can say, I want to attend a workshop and receive the information, watching and listening. I want to read a book. I want to be coached one-on-one. I want to talk about my struggles as a leader and my problems with my team and work through the process and find out how I can be a better leader, how I can grow and how I can help them. And so that's more more of a personal growth piece and more of a drawing out from a coach piece.
Gotcha.
There are also people that can say, you know, I want to grow, but I only have a little bit of time. How do I implement this? One of my favorite aspects of the way they offer, one of the programs that they offer, is called a mastermind. And that's a little different from my first introduction. So first I'm going to say, it's on a book. It's you set up a program 6 or 8 weeks. And the mastermind is, let's say, the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. Great book. But it's not like a book club. You don't just go read the book and then you sit around and talk about it. It's a process where we go through, each week we go through just a couple chapters. And then a group of us get together. It can be live or on the phone or through video. And we explore the light bulb moments. We talk about the places that, gee, John said this and I'm not sure. What does that mean?
Got it.
And to be able to facilitate, my job in that is to facilitate with the people, bring it out from them. What did you like? What resonated with you? What confused you? And to get everyone talking and to watch one of the other students in the class come up with an explanation. Oh, this was fabulous because, and they share how it affected them and what they experienced. And then someone else says, I never thought of it that way. That's right. Now they see, you know, it's a multiple light bulbs going off and the synergy within the group. So it's a very exciting way to facilitate the learning and the growth. So having all those options to me is the exciting piece. It can be one-on-one, it can be a large room in a workshop, or it can be a small group, very interactive and very stretching and exciting. So you tell me how you want to learn and I'll be able to offer that.
Oh, I got you. And you mentioned that Max will have 75 books out there?
At least. His ability to take a topic, take a concept, and look at the variations of leadership within it, and make it applicable, and bring out a book that's going to reach people where they are. One of his most recent books was called "Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn," and
so you don't lose. Is that what I'm hearing?
Exactly. So I was just going to say, you've heard that. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And so the gist of that book is, don't lose. It may not have the outcome you want, but how do you learn from it? How do you grow from it? And it's still the leadership concepts, but it's reaching a broader audience. So even people that think they don't lead will be able to learn things and grow from that book.
Gotcha.
I find all the time that when I talk about leadership and people think, oh, well, that's if you're not a CEO or have a large team underneath you, well, I don't lead. But to me, whether it's someone who's maybe they've been nominated to chair a committee or even teach a class at Sunday school, church, synagogue, wherever, or maybe they're coaching a kid's sports team, or even the salespeople that we work with in small business. Anytime you're having a connection with people and you're guiding them a little bit, leading a meeting, have an idea, and you want to influence, that's leadership. So some of his books are Leadership Gold. That's got leadership right in the middle of it. And some people know that they're looking for leadership. But some of his more recent books, Everyone Communicates, Few Connect. That all of these different books, he's really trying to reach the people that are budding leaders and they don't know it, and bring out the leadership skills in them and empower them and equip them to share their message and be more effective and get the job done, whatever that job may be.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, talking about leaders, I don't know if you ever, I'm sure they did that, you read the tax, the IRS form, being that we're on April coming up.
Yes.
One of the things that's very interesting, that always caught my attention, is it has the head of the house.
Ah, that's true.
Which means, to your point, every household has a head of house.
Yes.
So there's leadership
Yes.
in the house.
Absolutely.
So you don't need to work for Oxon Mobile Corporation.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the definition of leading, if you ask me, I mean a connection with another person, with one person steering or pointing at the direction. And I think all of us, in one way or another, in one capacity or another in our lives, we get to we have the opportunity to wear our hats.
Absolutely. You are leading the discussion in our conversation.
Well, I try
here
not
today.
to. That's another story.
But that's a good thing, because if you weren't willing to step up and do this and bring different people into this chair, you wouldn't be serving the community. So you're serving, but you're also leading. So it's leadership that you're doing, and to draw out from every person that sits in this seat what they bring, what they have to share, what value they have to offer, and to bring that out in another person. What a great leadership skill, and what is a great service that you're offering.
Thank you very much. And I must say, for all the people watching the show, that you realize it or not, you are a leader.
Exactly.
Based on what I just covered, because most people, when they read leadership, they think of somebody else. They think of the CEO. They see the people on TV. That's not necessarily it. Each and every person is a leader, because each and every person has and will have the opportunity to point a direction to another, or to lead them in a specific direction. I'm saying that because when we talk about Maxwell materials and other leadership, I don't want anybody to go and think, oh, that's for the other guy. No, it's for you. In any capacity. It can be your brother, you leading your brother. It can be your sister. It can be, these are, for lack of better words, the hats that at one point or another, each and every person wear.
Yes.
And I'll go even further. I love this example of, this is slightly subtle. There is a word in a public relation, it's called opinion leaders. These are the people look for. This something happened, people look, they just instinctively, we look toward those people. Like, let's say in a family, okay, the dad can come and say, oh, we're going to eat at McDonald's. The whole family look to our auntie, are we going to McDonald's?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Think about it. The dad is the one paying.
Yeah, the person that has the title is not always the one
You are
leading.
correct.
Yes.
You see what I'm getting at?
Absolutely.
So when I say you're a leader, you can be, but in fact, you want to know that you're a leader and wear the hat.
Yes.
Like in the case of Auntie, she is the leader in the house. Even if somebody else is paying, and you have that in business, you can go into a business and then the owner is there, the CEO is there, and what have you. But when a new program needs to go in, everybody look to the CEO and ask, are we doing this program? He is the leader.
Yes.
You get my point?
I do.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Yes, or also it's a matter of increasing the awareness on the people around us, because they may very well be the leader. Then they need to know about it, and they need to be able to apply those principles that Maxwell is talking about.
I love doing that and raising that awareness, because you're absolutely right. People are in a position of power, and if they don't acknowledge it, if they don't accept it, if they don't step up and own it and do their best, then people are still going to look to them, but they're not going to get the results that they could. It could be very sad. It's about leadership, it's about owning it, and it's about understanding how to communicate that, how to own it and be effective in it. One of my workshops that I do, I pull the women into a class by themselves, because oftentimes with women, we don't acknowledge where we are. We don't acknowledge how much we've grown or where we're leading. But then when we bring up a point, an idea in a meeting, we don't give it the power that it needs. We don't affirm it. And
don't stand behind it.
We don't stand behind it. We put it out there as if it was something else, and we frame it around a question, and it doesn't take off. And 2 minutes later, the guy down at the end of the table says, I know what we'll do. And he comes out with exactly the same idea. And everyone goes, oh, that's a great idea. Let's do that. Implement it next week. And the woman's sitting there going,
that was my
just
idea.
said that. That's right. You took my idea. But it wasn't said, it wasn't carried, it wasn't owned, it wasn't put forth with the power, with the strength, with the leadership behind it. So empowering the people to stand in their power. It doesn't mean, Cheryl, what's her last name? The gal with the Lean In book, Sonnenberg. And I love her book, and where she's talking about women stepping forward. And most recently, they've put up this plan to ban the word bossy, because it's giving little girls you don't want to be bossy, that's a terrible thing. And what I'm feeling is that's just a word. We have to then empower the girls how to not be negative. Being bossy, I think, still is bad. You don't want anyone squishing someone else to uphold their ideas. But we can't be too nice about it where we're disempowering our ideas either. There's got to be a balance. There's got to be a different way to communicate that and stand in your power without having to squish the other person. So I personally don't have a problem with the word bossy. I don't like people doing it, but that could be a man or a woman.
Well, yeah, I guess if I may say a word here, I think it's a connotation of it. Maybe people have experience where somebody comes say, go and do this, do that, and you always have that in a company and organization, sometimes that reaction to the guy in charge. It doesn't matter what he does, somebody say, well, he's bossy. I mean, it's not so much the bossy than where we're going, what the direction we're going. I'll give you an example. A ship is going forward and is going to hit a rock. Okay, maybe some guy that, some guy at the wheel fell asleep. And the captain noticed that, run down and say, move the ship. Is it bossy? Yes.
And it's okay.
Yes, the point is, what is the goal of it? So people confuse somebody's being bossy, giving positive directions, to somebody harassing people or whatever the case may be that does happen. It's just a word. The point is, an organization, a team, a family is going to a direction. Somebody got to point the direction.
Be
you get
direct,
what I'm saying? Yes.
Direction and authority.
Yes, the authority, because in any organization you got to have authority. And people confuse that with the past experience where somebody's was yelling at them and what have you. The point is simple. Whatever the words may be, bossy, non-bossy, or whatever word you want to create, an organization goes into a direction and they have to have a leader that point in that direction and get the team going toward that direction, because that's the goal they need to achieve to survive.
Yes.
Somebody may or may not like that. Somebody may want to be non-survival. That's okay, but somebody got to keep it. We're going to survive, or we're going to achieve the goals. I think it's just a matter of connotation, but I understand also to be bossy or what have you. It's a point of course, you got to be in good communication with people. And I always, this is an interesting show. I was going in the direction, which is very funny. I watched the movie This Is It with Michael Jackson. Homework for you.
Okay.
I watched the movie, and he's training, is the kind of like practicing a song and what have you, and then there is sound coming. And he tell him, lower the sound, lower the sounds. Okay, Michael said, we got to do it with love, L-O-V-E. We got to do it with love, L-O-V-E. So when you're leading a group, you want to have affection, understanding with the group.
Yes.
Now, at times, like I gave the prior example I gave, there can be some situation of emergency. But it's a point of what is that he's pointing us toward, as opposed to resisting because he is bossy. I want to say a quick word over here about the expo we have coming up.
Absolutely. And you're on my calendar. I'm looking forward to it.
Good, good. We have an expo coming up on June 20 over here in Fairfax at the Stacy Sherwood Community Center. We have about 100 exhibitors, and we're expecting 400 to 500 business people. We need your help. We need you to come on in. We'll be from 8 to 2. Also, I want to let you know, each and every month, we host here the third Thursday of the month, the Breakfast Club in Fairfax. It's at 3999 University Drive. It's going very well. I think in February we have 80 people there.
Wow.
Yeah, it is like, it's going. So we'd love to have you there from 7:30 to 9. Any final words, ma'am?
Just that I encourage everyone to find whatever way, if I can help, or a book will help, or someone else, but learn to stand in your power and bring your light to the world, because that's what we need.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yes, more light, more light. Yes, we need that, definitely. I'm glad you brought this program truly. The point of it is for you to understand that you are a leader. You may not be the president of the country, I know that. However, in Youth Fair and what you do, you have a leader. And more importantly, you have to wear that hat. That responsibility, you have to wear it, because if we don't, it have disastrous consequences. It comes down sometimes to awareness. We just want you to check it out, pay attention to it, and take that responsibility, because to that degree, we create a better space, better families, better company, better countries, better world. Thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing you next time. And as always, have a very productive day. Bye-bye.
This program was brought to you by Organo Gold. Organo Gold is a health and wellness company that provides healthy coffees, teas, and chocolate. All one has to do is consume the available coffee, teas, chocolate, and other products to get all the available benefits. One can also share these products with others to help them improve their health as well.